Hello everyone, I'm Todd Kenrick, and this is D&D Beyond's Top 10, where we take a look at the top subclasses, magical items, spells, and a whole lot more used on dndbeyond.com throughout the life of the website. Now, these numbers can change based off when a book was released. Obviously, if a subclass or a magical item only came out a few months ago, that subclass and magical item is less likely to be higher up in the ranks. So we're going to delve right now into the top 10 fighter subclasses on dndbeyond.com. At number 10, we've got the Purple Dragon Knight. This fighter in particular is very good at buffing the rest of their allies, using their typical fighter abilities, but those abilities then have a secondary effect that really benefits your entire party. They are very advantageous in groups, and really are that fighter that unusually, almost like the paladin, can really give back to the rest of the group. At number 9, from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount that just came out, we've got the Echo Knight. The Echo Knight is a very fun fighter that allows you to basically take a shadow of yourself, kind of this shadowy duplicate, this echo of the potential version of you to fight alongside you. This allows you to get multiple attacks, to send out this echo ahead and sort of scout for you. You can even force it to jump in front of someone in your party and defend them and take the damage for them as well. You can even teleport and switch your location completely with that echo. It's you got a lot of extra attacks, a lot of utility on the battlefield. It's a very fun subclass for the fighter. At number 8, we have one of my personal favorites. It's Unearthed Arcana, so it's not technically official material yet, but the Rune Knight is very popular. If you're into giants and runes, well, this is the fighter for you. Each one of these runes allows you different magical effects that you can use once per long rest, but also gives you an overall boost to certain skills and other abilities as well. It really lets you customize your fighter, and at 3rd level you can become large. You literally get larger like a giant to be able to smash down your enemies. It's so much fun. It is a fantastic subclass, and I highly recommend it. At number 7, we've got the Cavalier, which is an excellent subclass for the fighter if you really like to tank. Not only does it fulfill that knight in shining armor riding on top of a horse, a griffin, or a dragon, where you are capable of defending your mount, but it also allows you to do the same for anyone who's near you. So you can still be very valuable both on the battlefield, but also in a dungeon setting as well. If someone tries to attack your party members, you have reactions for that type of thing, and you're very good at, of course, charging into battle. At number 6, we've got the Arcane Archer. If you love arrows and you love magic, this is the subclass for you. You are able to suffuse your arrows with magic to cause all number of effects. You can shoot someone and cause them to be afraid, to be charmed, to be banished. You can shoot an arrow and have it explode and affect multiple enemies, or shoot an arrow in a straight line and pierce everything in that straight line. You can even cause an arrow to just home in on its target no matter what. It's a very fun subclass that has a lot of customization for the fighter. If you love bows and you love magic, this is the perfect subclass. You are typically going to be playing an elf as it is written. However, you can consult with your dungeon master and ask them that you are trained by elves to have learned this elvish arcane archery. At number 5, we've got the Samurai, which is perhaps one of the most survivable fighters out of all the subclasses. They can take an incredible amount of damage and keep on going. They're also very persuasive. They're not unaccustomed to political intrigue as well. If you really want the fighter who will be the last one standing, the Samurai is most definitely for you. At number 4, we have the Gunslinger from Critical Role, designed by Matthew Mercer. The Gunslinger here allows you to use the firearms that you find in the DMG, the Dungeon Master's Guide, as well as a few extras. And they are not always consistent. Sometimes bad things happen when you shoot a firearm, but it allows for different types of ammunition and effects that are really fun when you fire your firearm. It really does give you that fulfillment of that fantasy of that musket-wielding, pistol-wielding fighter, and it's an excellent subclass. And it's available on dndbeyond.com. At number 3, we have the Eldritch Knight. For those that have always had that fighter mage fantasy, who have always wanted to wield a sword in one hand and cast spells in the other, the Eldritch Knight is perfect for that kind of gameplay. You're definitely more of a warrior than you are a wizard, but you are able to bind with one of your weapons. You can call it forth out of almost nowhere, and you can cast spells as well on the battlefield. It allows you to mix up a lot of interesting cantrips and also your weapon attacks. It's a very fun subclass, and it allows you to also teleport around the battlefield eventually as well. And our number 2 fighter subclass on dndbeyond.com so far is the Battlemaster. The Battlemaster is fantastic for that customizability that you want for your fighter. It allows you to have multiple maneuvers that you can choose from. So if you want to be that fighter that is capable of making an attack on the enemy and knocking their weapon out of their hand, or that fighter that is only attacking so that they can try to give their allies advantage, or maybe you're attacking so ferociously you scare the enemy, you actually cause them to be frightened. This is what the Battlemaster is all about. They have all these very unique maneuvers. There are so many of them that really give you that fantasy of combat, right? And it's especially great for theater of the mind, and also for anyone who wants to play a very strategic fighter. And the number 1 subclass for the fighter on dndbeyond.com right now is the Champion. The Champion deals a great deal of damage. They have a much higher crit range, which means you have a higher chance of a critical hit when you attack your enemies, and that means double the dice. So that's extremely fun. It's a very simple design. You also can have more weapon specializations as you progress, and that critical range, that chance to get a critical hit on your enemies, grows over time. So it's a very simple fighter subclass. It's a very fun one if you love doing damage, and it's a great introduction to the fighter in general, as well as D&D. You can hand just about anyone the fighter champion, and they're ready to play some D&D and have some fun. And those are the top 10 fighter subclasses being used on dndbeyond.com right now by you. We'll have a lot more videos like this about other subclasses, as well as the top magical items, the most popular spells prepared, and all sorts of other information that we have from dndbeyond.com. Thank you so much for watching Top 10. I'm your host, Todd Kenrick. Have a great day.